Our next is Sri Vivek Gupta. Your time is 7 minutes. Within 7 minutes, you have to finish it. Eh?
I'll try my best.
Yeah.
Okay, first time.
Sir, corruption is probably one of those words that is most commonly understood by the Indian people. However, sir, before we start talking about corruption, we must understand that there are two different types of corruption. One is when that senior citizen who is not getting his pension, he is forced to resort to corruption to start getting his pension, or the people who don't get their ration, or people basic common facilities and amenities. When people don't get that and have to resort to corruption. One is that sort of corruption which we as a united country have failed to provide our people some basic common necessities, and which is why they have to resort to corruption. The other is, sir, when someone in a position of power or influence uses his position to give some benefit which is not due to some group of people. It is that corruption that we should tackle and come very hardly on. So, but we should first look at the basic root of corruption. So, one of the basic root of corruption is black money. And sir, it is no secret that black money has its origins in election funding. So, herein comes my party supremo and popular leader, Honorable Mamata Banerjee, when she was the first one to talk about electoral reforms. When she said in the election manifesto of Trinamool Congress, we believe in massive comprehensive electoral reforms, drawing on international best practices so that the corrupt and the criminals do not become people's representatives. We also believe that to reach this goal of corruption-free politics, the time has come for the nation to adopt government funding of elections, which is already functioning in many nations of the world, including UK, Germany, France, etc., etc., etc. Sir, this bill has several defects. I am just lining a few one of them so that through you I can draw the attention of the Honorable Minister, who if he so wishes can correct them. Sir, all relatives of the person have been left out. So this is a very important omission. Family and friends, one of the most important forms of corruption, has been left out completely. They have not been included in this bill. It's not in the definition. And if I do not take corruption directly, I can always ask to take the money or the graft in terms of my wife, my father, my family, or my friend. That has been left, sir, completely. Sir, we have witnessed in the past that people who are sitting in eminent positions have asked the corruption to be given to their favorite charities or to the companies they own. That also has been left out in the basic definition of the Act. So if I don't want to receive the money directly, I can take the money. Sir, I would not like to take a name, but a previous election commissioner got money from a political party into his favorite charity. Sir, after that, what happened, the world knows. Sir, lobbying is a dirty word or a good word, I don't know, but lobbying activities is not at all covered. Sir, it is an open fact and an open secret that lobbying takes place in India both at public policy and at political levels. However, it happens in hush-hush manner in the norm of funding and norm of NGOs, but it is also not, so that is also one very effective tool used by people for corruption. That lobbying is also not included in this bill. So recently, a magazine featured an article how public servants are regularly getting free tickets in airlines and upgrades in airlines. And most of these public officials belong to the Ministry of Civil Aviation. Now, sir, it is an open understanding that it is a quid pro quo. So even this is not included, that the definition of corruption is only when I receive something, but it could also be when I receive upgrades, hotel vouchers. So to the extent, there is a Supreme Court case going on where a major corporate has said that wherever a politician writes a recommendation letter, we give them jobs. Now, whether there is a quid pro quo involved or not, that they did not spell out. But these possibilities, these definitions has not been included in the Act. Sir, I would not like to repeat, but just reiterate that the post-retirement postings of all people does influence these people to take their decisions. So this bill has severely diluted the procedure to prosecute public officials. the requirement of intentional enrichment and the onus of the proof on the prosecution will make it much more harder for advocates of corruption, anti-corruption. Sir, the prosecution will need to prove the possession of unexplained assets as well as the intention to enrich oneself. It may be difficult to be proved that the intention to amass wealth and could allow so many to escape the law. Sir, in the previous bill, at least collusive bribery, where both parties benefit, and coercive bribery had a differentiation. Sir, through you, I would like to draw the attention of the Honorable Minister that coercive bribery has been left out, where citizen is compelled to give a bribe. This is the one I referred to in my earlier speech, where the citizen is forced to pay the bribe. Sir, towards the end of my speech, I would like to give a few quotes by Honorable Mamata Banerjee. Black money leads to money power. Money power leads to muscle power. Muscle power and money power together is a toxic combination in parliamentary democracy. I have referred 14 cases to the central agency, but it did not take up those. Sir, the Supreme Court has referred to the CBI as a cage parrot and its master's voice. Sir, if a body like the Supreme Court refers to such, that means there is something, there is no, हमारे हिंदी में कहावत है, बिना आग के धुआं नहीं होती है. So that means there is something. So what we would suggest as a party is to make the CBI more powerful, more transparent and independent of its political masters, namely the PMO. Sir,
Only one
finishing,
more minute.
just 1 second, finishing, sir.
I told you 7 minutes.
Yes,
Only
sir,
7
finishing,
minutes.
sir, finishing, last line.
Now conclude, that's all.
Sir, last 2 points. Just, so it's finishing.
No, 2 or
Sir,
only 1 minute.
Sir, last suggestion, we want to expand the definition of offences of bribery and compulsory disclosure by companies on expenditure incurred on bribery. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. But all your points were valid, important points, I would say.
Thank you, sir.